Alright, time to put on the cooler paste on here so you guys can see how this is done. There's been discussions on how this should be done and lots of other things. What I've now decided is I kind of combined two different ways into one, and that's the way I do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use, I said I was going to use what came with the cooler first, but I'm going to use the Arctic Silver because I have more of it than what's in this little tube. So, because if I find out that it's the better of the two afterwards, then I don't have to reapply. I can reapply more of this because I have lots of it. So basically, I wind up squeezing. And what happens is it doesn't want to move at first, and then you got to push a little bit hard, and all of a sudden it's like, and it squeezes out. There we go. Now in reality, I may actually have too much on the ground there. That's okay. It's better to have too much than too little. This is just to fill in the holes on the bottom of the base of the cooler. Because when you look at this one, there's actually little grooves there. And some of that isn't, I mean, it's pretty good, but there's stuff in there that you can't see. Like, you can actually see that there's actually grooves in there. And that paste just basically fills in the holes. Now, some people say use a credit card to do this, which I think is completely retarded because it's really hard to clean a credit card off, just so you know. So what I actually have is I have my knife. I used to have a gold-plated knife, and that's what I used to use. Some people will say, oh my god, he's using a knife, is he crazy, he's going to hurt the CPU. Well, I don't know about you, but there's this metal thing on the outside. It's really hard to hurt the CPU at this point. Basically, I will spread it around. Now the thing is, you don't have to worry about the very far outside edge of this thing as much as the center. The problem is I got the motherboard on an angle, so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. It's making it a little bit more difficult than normal. I actually didn't have too much, I have too little. A little bit there, there. Need a little bit extra. Kind of like playing with putty. What's funny is the memory is actually in my way. So if I was to do this again, I'd probably spread this all out first, put my memory in, then put the cooler on, and then it's not so bad. I'm just about done here. Like I say, I'm not too worried about getting super flat or anything like that. Just kind of spreading it out. It's always the number one question. How much do I put on and where do I put it? Oh, just kind of spread it around. And I'm going to show you something at the very end, because what I found is there's a few reviews that actually explored the how much do we put on, how should we put it, and what you see me do right now, they found that that didn't always work the best. And oddly enough, they had stuff where they would put like just an X, not even spread it out, and a few other things like a squiggle thing. And what was really odd is they had one where they just put it in the middle. That's all they did. Just put this glob in the middle, and they just let it squish out from there. So basically what I'm doing is I already spread it out, and then I put the glob in the middle. And what will happen is I'm going to bring that CPU cooler down and place it right on top, and it's going to squish that all out, make it all even, and then that'll be good.